Hey, 9:23, everybody. June is Music Month, and there is a lot happening in New York City, from concerts to panel discussions.
Yeah, tomorrow, though, is an all-day conference, which includes an event with our next guest, Torae, creator and host of the Tour Guide on Sirius XM's Hip Hop Nation, Bonsu Thompson, writer, producer, cultural critic, and Chanel Rae Pettaway, co-founder of the Legion Media Group. So good morning to all of you. Thank you so much for being here.
Good morning.
What's up?
Thanks for having us.
So big conference tomorrow. What's going to take place? You're talking about the latest and greatest with the music industry.
Yeah.
Can anyone go?
Yeah, so there'll actually be tickets available tomorrow, but you know, there was a rollout with tickets buys and people were able to get tickets prior to, but you can still get tickets at the door if you want to show up tomorrow, if you're a latecomer, you know, but you don't want to miss the magic.
There's a lot of latecomer. We're all procrastinators, right? What's the topic, I guess, and focus of the panel?
The art of storytelling, how important your story is when it comes to being on either side of music, whether it's the artist or behind the scene creatives like us.
I think it's important right now, you know, what's going on in the world, you know, to focus on our story, our narrative, controlling it, celebrating our heroes, those who are doing the work.
Yeah. Who's taking part? I mean, who are going to be on the panel?
These two, my two esteemed co-panelists today, Bonsu and Chanel, as well as Dre London, who managed Post Malone for a number of years. So,
oh, wow.
And I'll be moderating. So it's going to be a great panel, man. You know, talking about storytelling and just the importance of it, you know, with every, so many different eyes and ears, and we all kind of vying for people's attention. You know, I think that the through line of telling your story is really, really important. So we're going to get into that.
Do you feel like there's been a shift a little bit in that, in the dynamic of
Absolutely. I definitely think that social media plays a huge part on how we discover new music and continue to support our legends as well. We've never had that ability to be, you know, on a day-to-day what's going on with your favorite artist. And I think that it will continue to drive and focus of what the new music is like because of the access level, for sure.
And there's like positives and negatives about that, right? Because the shift is like a change in the times. But, you know, just in our conversations with different musicians over the years, it's like there's a positive because your stuff's out there on a broader appeal, but the negative is like, how do you profit off of it?
Yeah, that's kind of the educational part of it, right? Like with independence, you know, they say heavy is the head, right? So with more independence, more education, you actually have more power. So it's really about empowering yourself so that you control your own narrative, which goes back to art of storytelling.
Absolutely. And I think being able to tell a story, because there's so many people, there's so many different competitors, there's so many us vying for the same attention, when people buy into you and buy into your story, I think they'll follow you no matter what you have going on.
I mean, this is great for people that are just now getting into the music industry that don't know a lot. I mean, are there things that you wished you knew back when you first started that you know now?
Absolutely. I think the first thing is to find a mentor.
He's laughing. He's like, yes.
Where do I begin?
Yes. Find a mentor for sure at every step. I think when people, you know, they go to these conferences and they try to take on the information, but I would encourage any attendee to really connect and network on any level, and don't be afraid to ask to be someone's mentee. I think, and as you get one, get another at your next step. I think if I had known that before, we would have probably, you know, I think that sometimes you're intimidated to ask for help, but don't be.
As well as pay it forward. You know, don't be afraid to be a mentor. You know, whatever knowledge you've acquired, pass it down. You know, make sure that the person behind you doesn't make the same mistakes. You avoid those potholes.
That's a great point about being the mentor as well, right? Because,
Absolutely.
But how do you, as the person looking for it, break through? Like, how do I get you to answer my DM? Saying, you know what I'm saying?
Ooh, that's
not necessarily you.
That's good luck. Good luck.
You got to loosen the tie a little bit. No, you know, I think that the way you present yourself is really important. You know, you want to see professionalism. You want to see somebody that looks like they're about their career. You want to make sure if they say they're an artist, you see them doing artist things. You want to see if they say they're a writer, you see some examples of their writing. So many times, I think people get caught up in aesthetic, but not showcasing the actual work. And if you're looking for someone to help you with your work, then they should be able to see a representation of that.
Absolutely.
Well, the conference is one thing tomorrow, but there's a lot of events going on for the rest of the month, right?
All June. Yeah,
what can you tell us about?
Just so many things, man. Like we said, we got the conference tomorrow. We have other panels. We have performances, workshops, networks, rehearsal studios, so many different things. You can go to New York Music Month on the web and get all the full rundown of the whole entire June.
Free?
Keep you busy.
Free. Most things are free.
Most things are free.
Yeah.
Keep you busy.
Keep you busy.
Okay. All right.
It's June.
It's June.
Music Month.
It's Music Month. Daytime part of it?
Daytime, well, probably be in attendance.
Yeah, okay.
You know, he just turned 50, so he's doing things like
50.
that.
All right,
He's living a softer life.
He wants to get in on the studio and like get some music out there, right?
Yeah, I got some music. I got
Oh yeah, you have a mixtape?
We'll talk.
Okay, we'll talk.
See, there's a whole. I mean, I loosen my tie. It's a different world,
It's a
all right?
world.
It's a different world when I loosen my tie, all right?
Too much now.
Thanks so much for coming in, guys. For more on what's happening for Music Month and the panel, they are all participating in tomorrow. Go to nymusicmonth.nyc.